good to me.
I think we're all good to go.
Bobby looks great.
Bobby, all right, guys, welcome in to another episode of Through the Whistle to the Whistle through the.
Let's just ditch the whole whistle thing, dude. I'm sorry, brother. That just ain't gonna be it, dude.
No. Four whistling men.
Here's Bobby. Welcome in, Bob. Where does Bobby keep going? The disappearing man. And he's back.
Did you guys give him some kind of a disappear assignment this week? I'm not aware of.
Magician Bobby.
Oh, come on, Bobby.
Well, he figures it out.
No.
Ben even.
Oh my gosh, dude. No, but we're back here. The Ordinaree Pod is, I think, what we're calling this thing. But, dude, football, man. Fantasy football is over. Real football is here, the playoffs, and that's what we're here talking about, right, guys? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How was your guys' weekend? I mean, I know I was right at least one time in our picks last time from last week.
I know that.
God damn it, Bobby. If you don't show up again, I swear to God, I'm going to kick you off this damn thing, and you're never coming back.
I hope he's setting up a great joke. I hope there's a great punchline coming.
Are you there?
Time's a charm.
Hey, nice to see you, Bob.
That was his punchline.
Oh. He's gone again.
What is wrong?
Well, Bob, it's good to have you on, man. We'll see you next time.
He's invited this guy.
All right, just kick him out. Kick him out. He's done.
He's losing his mind.
Why is it on my headphones?
Who cares? Can you hear us?
All right. Well,
can you hear us?
Now I can. I have a mic, and I have a new mic system with a light and stuff, but it connects into the USB port, and so it thinks that that's using headphones.
This is all very fascinating.
It's for my videos. For my videos
stuff. We're gonna do a technology pod some other time.
Yeah, we'll show you how to use landscape after we're done with the pod.
Yeah. Now you guys are all up and down. Right?
Recording the whole time, live pod. Let's go.
All right, hit record. Ready to
No, it's done, dude.
We're almost done with this pod.
We got everything on that you've done so far, which has been amazing. We thank you.
So how about them Browns, huh? Jesus Christ. Let's talk some football. I mean, let's talk some football. We got the Cleveland Browns out. We got the Rams
You think
out.
they missed Baker Mayfield?
Eagles out. Dude, what else? Who else lost this weekend? Cowboys out.
Rams.
I don't know. We already said the Rams, Bob. Are you listening?
All right, so here's a Baker Mayfield stat for you. Baker Mayfield has now won more playoff games than the Browns have won since 1991.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns only won one playoff game since 1991. Do you know who their quarterback was?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, yeah, that's right. So Baker Mayfield now has 2 playoff wins under his belt. The Browns only have 1.
Wow.
Man, what a dumb move by them. No, and I heard a quote by Baker that, and I'm going to ad-lib. It's not exactly what he said. But basically, first time he's having fun playing football since Oklahoma. It's the first time since Oklahoma he's with a team that knows how to win and will put the best people on the field no matter what's going on behind the scenes. And I'm ad-libbing a little bit, but he seems like he's really happy to be a part of the organization.
That team had a lot of good players on the field before he got there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? This is basically the same Super Bowl team that Tom Brady won with. By the way, Tom Brady's no dummy. He picked the Bucs because they were ready to win. That's why he went to Tampa Bay, right? But yeah, Baker Mayfield, good for him. You know, the Bucs could have, when Tom Brady left, the Bucs could have said, you know what, we're just going to rebuild. We're going to start from scratch. We're going to get rid of some of our veterans. We're going to build through the draft. But no, they said, let's go out and see what vet quarterback can win a few games for us. And apparently, they picked right. But we'll see how much further they can go.
Yeah, man. I mean, were any of you guys, I know we picked all those games. I guess we can ask Bobby. Bobby, were you surprised by how the games turned out? Because we all know how we picked last week. But
I mean,
how about you?
You know how I've been about Mike Evans over the years. Going back to how many years ago was that? 10 years ago when I traded Gronk for Mike Evans to Matt. I've loved that guy forever. Godwin, I mean, that's an amazing wide receiver core. And like Nate said, they've got studs. They got studs on both sides of the ball. Cade Otton looking decent as in tight end. They got a strong running back. They just need someone to come in that's not going to throw the ball away. Every once in a while, Baker does that.
Were you surprised at the losses, bro? That's what the question I asked you. We're not breaking shit down. This isn't that podcast right now.
This is just friends talking.
We're just talking. We're not breaking shit down. We're not talking stats.
Bobby, did you watch all the games?
You mean surprised at the losses, like the Cowboys losing, the Eagles losing?
Yeah. Were you surprised?
Oh, gosh, yeah, absolutely. The Cowboys looked terrible. I mean, they got stomped all over. Philly did the same thing. They both just choked. You can't, I saw this thing about don't let one make up for the other. They both choked. What are you going to do?
Dude, okay, let's just say it. This weekend of football sucked. These games are blowouts.
No way.
Blowouts. There was one game that was competitive. These games stunk. Stunk.
Listen, as a 49er fan, I tend to disagree. I mean, almost every team that I was rooting for this weekend won. Now my bets didn't turn out the way I wanted to because the teams I expected to win didn't win. But I mean, it lined up perfectly for what we wanted. We wanted the Packers to win. We wanted the Cowboys to lose.
I was talking quality of play on field.
Yeah,
like watching the football, dude. Like there was a bunch of crap. There was a bunch of crap going on, dude. It was not good football.
Yeah.
I'd ask
for playoffs. Yes.
I'd ask who was your biggest disappointment. Because there's some big disappointments. Who was the biggest disappointment?
Flacco.
Well, I mean, his 2 pick sixes was a big thing. I mean, outside of that,
the Rams.
The Rams looked like. That game actually was a pretty good game all the way up to the end.
I just wanted them to beat the Lions, man.
Yeah.
I know who mine.
Eagles game. I mean, the Eagles game was a really, really big disappointment, I thought.
Who was yours, Bobby?
I thought the Dolphins did not show up. I thought they were supposed to show up. They should have been able to put something to the Chiefs. They had such a good team most of the year. Obviously, we talk about they didn't play good against good teams. They played against good teams. They got mopped the floor with. So,
yeah, what I was just about to say, what about the Dolphins season led you to believe that they were expected to have a good game against a winning team? There's nothing about their season that would forecast that. It went exactly as we all expected it to go, and because they're a warm weather team, they typically play bad in cold weather anyways. I mean, as soon as we saw what the weather forecast was in Kansas City, that's the one game I won money on betting. That one in the Bucks, because it was the most predictable outcome of the entire weekend. I thought was the Dolphins were going to get fucking hosed.
Yeah,
the Bucks me. I picked it the other way. Yeah, you sure did, Matt. Well, should we talk about what the final record was from our picks last week? And we'll let Bobby make picks this week so that we can keep track of it. But
yeah, we might as well talk about it. We made the picks. We should pay it off.
Matt, you went.
I've been saying this all season. We never pay it off.
Matt, you went 1-5 on the weekend, which is pretty impressive. I mean, you're picking 6 games, and you only get one right. Yeah, that is amazing. And then Ben, you and I both went 3-3.
Woo! You got 2 more right than me. Good job, guys. 2 more. Killing it. We all killed it.
It's not bad. I was right on my solo pick, which was nice.
I was right on mine.
Matt, was that your right pick? Was your solo pick, or was that one of your chalk picks?
No, one of his chalk picks was right. We all picked the Bills. That was Matt's one right pick. We all picked the Browns. Of course, we all lost. We all picked the Cowboys. So the big surprises of the weekend is really what shot us in the foot. But Ben, the reason that you were 3-3 is because you did pick the Lions over the Rams, which was also chalk, by the way.
Ben picked all chalk.
Well, I mean, it was chalk. It was different than you two, is what I meant.
Yes. And then I picked the Bucks, of course, over the Eagles, which I had never had any doubts about. I knew the Eagles were going to lose.
I'm so disappointed in that team. I mean, I'm glad they lost. I don't like that team. But from where they started this season, I'm so disappointed with the coaching staff. And even the player, I forget who it was today, came out and said it. He goes, we didn't do anything to fix our season. Like anything. After we lost, do you guys remember who said that?
I think Kelsey, came out and said something
it was another lineman or somebody, but he came out and said, he goes, man, since we lost to the Niners, he goes, we didn't do anything to address any of our problems. He goes, it was the most disappointing season I've ever been part of. And I feel the same way watching them. They didn't do a damn thing to fix anything. It's weird.
Yeah, it all comes down to coaching. And I mean, what has Sirianni ever done to be considered a good coach? I mean, obviously they made the Super Bowl last year, but that was, on the back of, Jalen Hurts this season and obviously all those free agents that they had signed, AJ Brown, et cetera. But Sirianni, great coaches, the way they separate themselves is their ability to adjust. When the league figures you out, you adjust. When they zig, you zag, right? And Sirianni's never shown that he's capable of doing that. So I'd be really surprised if he's their coach next year.
Move and counter move. That's what this is all about.
That's a team that's poised to win. So, I mean, if you really believe that, which I hadn't thought about that yet, that's going to be a pretty damn desirable job.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Belichick ends up in Philadelphia.
Ooh, that would be weird.
With that defensive line, oh my God, dude. He would be a terror.
I could picture him in an Eagles sweatshirt. Just on the sidelines in that Eagles sweatshirt. I could totally
love him.
I could totally picture it, dude, already. It's such like a he needs to go.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
You don't think he's chomping at the bit for that kind of job? A way to redeem himself that he can actually win without Brady? Oh, that would be insane.
Yeah, I think either the Eagles or the Falcons would be a good choice for Belichick because he wants to go to a team that's already ready to win. That hasn't had a lot of success yet. I think actually the Falcons, if he turned the Falcons around with all those tools they have, that would be a great.
They have a good defense also.
Mm-hmm.
Or they have a decent defense at least.
I think he looks better in green. I don't know.
And you know what? I would put him
out his eyes.
I just can't picture
a guy who likes.
I can't picture him in a red sweatshirt. I don't know why, but green. I think it would look good on it. Dark. It's like a dark, dingy team. The Eagles. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing about the Philadelphia, and I just picture Belichick would be the next. Yeah, I like that. I think that'd be a good choice.
Yeah, I don't picture him in a dome. That's for sure. Belichick coaching in a dome just doesn't.
It's hard to picture. It's hard to picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned a second ago, Matt, that the Eagles are built to win, and it might be a surprise if they let go of Sirianni already. But you have to remember how short their fuse is. I mean, Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl with the Eagles, and then had one bad year, and he was gone.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so I would not be surprised at all if Sirianni's gone. I'm actually surprised he's not fired already.
Yeah. That's not surprising. So many.
Bobby, who do you want for your coach next year?
Harbaugh for sure. That would be amazing. I think.
Can you elaborate? Can you tell us why? Is it just because he played there?
Let me follow it up with this. Follow it up with this. So, Bobby, I was talking to somebody today, and we were talking about this exact thing, and we were breaking down like what pieces they have. Eckler's old.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen's old. Tight ends are old. Like everybody's old. All you have a great young quarterback, or what should be a great young quarterback. He is a great young quarterback.
He is great.
Oh, what's around him? Quentin Johnson can't catch. Mike Williams is always hurt. There's not a lot of pieces. So I thought it'd be a great fit, and I heard that he was shopping for houses out there, like I said. But man, I don't know where they're going to get all the pieces to make a run.
What do you think, Bob?
I think it's just really the names that I've seen. The names that are people that are going down there. Harbaugh just stands out as someone that's been there, and it would be fun because you guys might, have a little bit of an affinity for having him as your coach for some of those years. So I think that'd be fun.
He's hoping for mercy, love from us to help. They might want to join in and cheer with us. You know what I mean? Give that
What do you want, Harbaugh, Bob? So that you guys will root with me.
Yeah. So I'm not all alone. That's so funny.
I want to feel what Justin's felt the last couple of years.
No, I mean, honestly, I agree with Matt. I mean, they've been in such shambles. Their defense is decent. You know what I mean? They have a decent secondary, and they have some. But Eckler. I mean, do you think Eckler's done, Bob? Or do you think he comes back next year and shows us a little something else? Or do you think this is it? I'm just curious.
I was actually surprised when you just said he was old. I almost wanted to look up to see how old, because it only feels like he's been the lead dog for maybe 3 or 4 years. I don't know why that doesn't seem old to me.
He's old in running back years.
Yeah. Is he 28? Something like that? Or is he over 30?
No, I think he's going to be 29 next year.
That's right. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
28 right now.
he still
He
seems
turns
like he has
29 in May.
He
So
still seems
29.
like he got a lot of tread on the tires, and
Oh,
he just
not
needs
the
to
end of
not
this
get
year.
hurt.
Let me say this about Eckler. Eckler had a down year. We all know that. And part of it had to do with injuries, but a lot of it had to do with the offensive scheme. The coach that came in, if we would have looked at his history and how he utilizes running backs, we should have forecasted that Eckler was going to have a bad year because he doesn't use running backs the way that Eckler has been successful in the past. So we should have all known that that was going to be the case. Pay close attention to who their coach is next year and what kind of offensive scheme they bring before you go drafting Eckler next year. But yeah, he is old in running back years. We've talked about the age cliff for running backs, and he's past it.
It's not even the actual age. He looked old this year. The second half of the year on the field, he looked old. Looked slow.
Yeah. I mean,
sure,
I don't
injuries are part of it, no doubt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if he was ever healthy.
You don't recover very quickly at that age. So that leads us to that.
No.
But anyways, we'll see.
Yeah.
Harbaugh is by far and away the best coach that's out there and available, in my opinion. I don't think there's any coach, even Belichick, that has the track record of every team that he goes to immediately turns around and becomes a contender, college and the pro levels. Now, maybe he was lucky with the Niners because we were already built to win, but he has a track record of every team he goes to immediately turns it around. And I think even if the Chargers are not built to win today, I think that you give Harbaugh a couple of years and he can turn that team around as well. So if I was a Charger fan, I would be rooting for Harbaugh all the way.
I heard something interesting. Go ahead, Bob.
Isn't he a free agent this year or this offseason?
Harbaugh?
Who?
Eckler. Sorry.
I don't know. I haven't looked at his contract. He might be.
So I heard one of the hangups for Harbaugh's contract right now is he needs it guaranteed in writing in his contract that anything that happens to him because of any NCAA investigations that are ongoing, they will not be punished. He will not be fired. He will not lose money. Like he's saying, he needs to come in with a clause that says, "I'm bulletproof under this contract," and that's a little bit of holdup right now for him.
Well, the NFL is not going to penalize you for recruiting violations, right? But if he's asking for that, maybe there's something else in his fucking closet.
That's my point, dude. He goes somewhere, does whatever he has to do to win, gets a good record, and goes there before the charges come. He just keeps doing it on and on and on. I like him.
He just keeps moving around.
Yeah, dude. He never stays anywhere that long.
Yeah, Bobby. Eckler's an unrestricted free agent, and they cannot put the tag on him. So the Chargers unlikely to pay him because they already have so many high-priced players that they're paying for these big contracts. Khalil Mack and
makes him a backup.
I'm guessing Eckler won't be there next year.
Yeah, he won't get a starting job. If he's not there, he won't get a starting job.
Whoa!
What happened to Dalvin Cook?
You're telling me Austin Eckler doesn't get a starting job next year?
Matt brings up.
Have you ever seen a 29-year-old get a starting running back job?
Matt brings up a good comparison in Dalvin Cook.
Wow, that's breaking news. Austin Eckler to the second string next season. Hold on, everybody.
If we were doing this podcast in January of 2023, you'd say the same thing about Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook's the same age as Eckler.
Yeah, exactly. It's the exact same thing.
Not the same production, though.
Dalvin Cook was amazing.
Yeah, but not the same kind of player, though. Not the same kind of player.
Dalvin Cook had more pedigree than Eckler.
He might have been more pedigree, but did he have as many receptions out of the backfield and as many yards and as many touchdowns?
Dude, you don't sell him short. He was a pretty damn good running back.
He was, but I'm just saying he's not the same player. He's not the same versatile player.
Name another 29-year-old running back to get a starting running back job on a new team.
I mean,
listen,
2 years ago, I was saying the same thing about Zeke, and you guys thought I was crazy then.
Right. No, I was on your side. Come on, not me.
In the Dynasty thread, I was talking all kinds of shit about how he hit the cliff, and everybody was like, "Come on, man, that's a little bit soon for that." But no, he did. Now he looked revitalized this year in a short burst, right? But no, nobody's given Zeke a starting job. I mean, that's the cliff. Running backs hit a cliff and they never recover from it.
Wow, Austin Eckler fell off the cliff quick. Bobby, what do you think, dude? Are you in this? I know you take your fandom out of it. Is that possible?
I'm looking right now. He just said Dalvin Cook's the same age as Eckler, and I thought, no way, that's crazy. They are both 28 years old.
Yeah, you know who else is 28? Zeke's 28.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And they all fall off the exact
do, right?
Wow. Austin Eckler so quickly is second string. You guys heard it here first. Not even on X. This is you're not gonna find that on X, dude. That's only here. You're gonna find that.
Hey guys, by the way, you know who's going to be 28 in June?
Nick Chubb?
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yes. Okay. Does he fall off next? No way.
He's different.
Say it now. Oh, he's different.
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing.
He's different.
Age comes for everybody, right? There's no running away from it.
You can't outrun Father Time.
Some running backs last a couple longer years, right? 28, 29, 30, 31,
Adrian
maybe
Peterson.
like Adrian Peterson. But once you hit the cliff, you hit it hard, and you never come back from it.
Do you think Christian McCaffrey is at that point? How far from the cliff is he?
Here's one
three
difference.
more years.
Wow.
I would take that. I would take
Here's a big difference. As many injuries as McCaffrey had his first couple years in the NFL, he didn't run much. So he has like 3 years less seasoned on his legs.
Extra legs.
That matters.
But he was a full-time starter for like 3 or 4 years at Stanford.
Dude, it still matters.
He's got mileage on him.
All right. Mileage. I think McCaffrey's a special breed.
Yeah.
I think he's not slowing down right now.
You know what else McCaffrey is? Is he's the most well-conditioned running back in the league.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch his conditioning program, there's no other running back that's putting in the commitment year after year to be elite like he does. So he's got that going for him.
Barring major injury, obviously, I think the way McCaffrey ran this year, I think he's got a few more years in him. And speaking of the Niners, and we got to get going here on these picks because we only got 13 more minutes. Oh, wait. Yeah, 13 more minutes on that.
Ben's got to go. That's right. All right, let's run through this.
Let's do it.
Let's do these picks. We got the first game this week, guys. Texans at Ravens. This is a big one. This is a huge game, guys. This is a massive game, especially the way the Texans took care of the fucking what? I'm blanking on who they played last week.
Browns.
Yeah. Man, they looked good. And CJ Stroud, it looks like the real deal. And Ravens are favored favored
by 8.5.
By 8.5. Woo! That doesn't seem right. But and the over/under is 43.5. All right, let's make our picks. Go for it, Nate.
Do you guys see Mark Andrews is back today?
Well, I don't care. I can go first. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whoever wants.
But did you see Mark Andrews is back today?
Yeah, he's back full
back today practicing.
Yep. Go ahead, Ben.
Make sure y'all knew that.
Right now, honestly, I'm gonna go with who I think is hot, and I think I'm gonna go with the Texans. I think the Texans are gonna take out the Ravens, the way they're playing right now. I think until somebody shows something that they can stop CJ Stroud, I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this kid.
Bobby,
I'm picking with my heart, guys. Picking with my heart.
I would love to do the same thing and see the Texans come out and swing against the number one team, Baltimore, right now. Well, in the AFC. Sorry, guys.
I was going to say, thank you.
But I think this is where their Cinderella story ends, and Baltimore's got to do what they got to do, and they're going to take them out.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens here. Their defense is good. Mark Andrews is back. It's a big game at home. It matters. I thought the Texans would be out last week. They're going out this week.
Even after how good they looked, brother, against the number one defense in the league.
Number one defense, yeah. They played the number one defense last
Here's
week.
What here's what we didn't talk about last week. I did not realize the home road splits on that defense. Did you guys realize that? Did you hear during the game? They held people to like under 14 points at home and like 30 points on the road. And it was consistent all season long. I didn't know that at all. So there's some information that I did not know going into
Nathan?
Yeah, so I was struggling like you guys between the head and the heart. If I'm betting with my wallet, of course, I'm going with the Ravens. Of course, they're 8.5 point favorites. My heart wants the Texans to continue. And you know what the tiebreaker was? Matt and his 1-5 record. He picked the Ravens, so I'm going Texans.
Yes.
All right. Let's move it on to the game that we care mostly about this week, or at least most of us do. Packers at Niners.
Bobby, you start this one.
Niners are favored by 9.5, and over-under is 51. Bobby, go for it.
I feel like I'm going to say the same thing that I just said, that I would love to be able to see the Packers come out and take out the Niners. but I just don't see it happening. You guys are just running on all cylinders. The team is just way too strong. It doesn't end this early, and you're gonna have
Nate. Sorry, Nate's over here typing in Niners for all of us as you're talking. I'm like, okay.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We know what we're picking, right?
Yeah,
Listen,
we're all picking the Niners.
The Packers looked good. They looked good against the Cowboys, but you know what the Niners are not? The Niners are not the Cowboys.
Yep.
Exactly.
Not a bad receiving core, though, huh?
Steve, if the fucking impossible happens and the Packers beat the Niners, don't fucking give me your bullshit about I jinxed them on the podcast. Any team can beat any team, but no, of course, the fucking Niners are going to demolish them.
Yeah, I'm going Niners. All right, Bucks at Lions. Now this is an interesting game. Lions are favored by 6.5, which seems about right, and over under is 48.5. I think I'm going to stick with the Lions because I like their chances especially after the way they played last week. Man, they looked good. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is just fucking unstoppable. That man is just unstoppable. So I'm going with the Lions over the Bucks at home. Who you got, Bob?
Gosh, I want to pick Tampa Bay so bad again. Same thing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on this one. Let's go Tampa Bay.
Right.
Let's have Tampa Bay. Let's have Baker come out and take out the Lions.
All right.
There you go.
Well, listen, I picked against the Lions last week, and then I immediately regretted it as soon as the game started because they looked fucking dynamic in the first half. It actually had me quivering in my boots a little bit that we might have to play them in a couple of weeks because they look that dominant. But the one saving grace for the Niners is if we do face them in the NFC Championship game, Jared Goff didn't look too great in the second half of that game last week. He looks a little shaky, and I wouldn't be surprised if we put a little pressure on him. I know I'm jumping ahead a week that he'll look shaky again. I would like to pick against the Lions, but I really believe it's going to be Niners-Lions in the NFC Championship game, so I'm picking the Lions.
Yeah, and shaky. He made those throws when he needed to. He made a couple of those really. Anyways, I thought Goff looked pretty good that game. Anyways, go on.
In the first half, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to ride with... No, I didn't pick them last week, did I? I'm going to ride with the Bucks. I think the Bucks find a way to get it done. They got a better receiving core.
Yeah, and it's funny that...
Ross the best, for sure. But a total receiving core, Bucks have a better receiving core.
Agree.
All right.
They do. And it's funny because they had those big touchdowns last week, and they weren't to Evans and Godwin.
Right.
They were to the other guys, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. All right. All right. Is that everybody? Yeah, we all got it. Okay, let's move it on to the Chiefs and Bills. Chiefs at Bills. This is Bills favored by 2.5. It's a close one. And 45.5 points is the over-under. Who wants to go first in this one?
I'll go first. This is another head in the heart game. My head keeps on telling me that the Chiefs do not lose these kind of games. They find a way to win. It's at Buffalo, and they're only favored by 2.5. Usually the home team gets 3 points automatically. So I think Vegas feels the same way. My heart wants the Bills to move on. I would love to see the Bills face the Niners in the Super Bowl. And you know what? I'm going with my heart this time because fuck the Chiefs.
That's great.
Yeah, so
Matt,
Bills Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. That's a good enough reason. Go Bills.
Yep. I'm doing the same thing on this game, really, but I'm thinking back to last year. Man, that game, the end, the kick, the overtime, and then Kelsey touchdown at the end to win that game. I mean, Bills had that and they threw it away. And they look so much better this year, and Chiefs look so much worse. Going Bills.
I think we're all chalk on this one, dude. I'm not picking against my Super Bowl pick. So
yeah. Well, the one thing we have going for us is this will be the first time outside of a Super Bowl, of course, that Patrick Mahomes has had to play a playoff game on the road. He's had every single playoff game at home. Now he's setting all kinds of ridiculous records. I think they say if he wins this game, he's already going to have more playoff wins than like almost any quarterback other than Tom Brady. Like, it's ridiculous what he's done in the first 6 years of his career.
Yeah.
But this will be his first time on the road, so it'll be a nice test. And by the way, he's been to the Super Bowl and he lost the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. So hopefully that'll make a difference.
Man, if we all pick the Bills and we're wrong, we're never going to hear the end of this from Alex.
Don't
He
worry,
doesn't listen to this shit anymore. What are you talking about? He'll never know.
He doesn't listen to this shit. It's so funny. All right, well, there it is. There we go. We got all the picks. Bills. You want to run them through, or should we? Or does it really matter? We know who we picked.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, well, we went all chalk on the Niners and Bills. So the only difference was the two of us picked the Texans and two picked the Ravens and two picked the Bucks, two picked the Lions. And what's interesting is the same two. The guys that picked the Ravens picked the Bucks. The guys that picked the Texans picked the Lions. So
there you go.
Me and Bobby paired up, and you and Ben paired up.
Yeah.
Which is good because me and Nathan were better last week. So there you go. I feel good. I feel confident.
Sorry, Bob.
Wrong team to jump on. Darn it.
You picked wrong, Bob. Well, we shall see. We shall see.
I'm due.
You guys have any plans for the games this weekend?
I'm trying to talk Debbie into coming. Or you're not going to be home. Fuck.
I won't be home the next 2 weeks.
How are you not going to be home for the biggest freaking playoff game?
He's going to be there.
Because I'll be there.
Oh, you're going this week?
No.
Next
I'll be in
week.
Puerto Rico this week, but if they win, then I'll be at the NFC Championship game.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember you saying that. That was
By the way, I've got a little PTSD because the Niners lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game last year. It was my first Puerto Rico trip.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 year later, here I am, and they're playing against the Packers. If it happens to me again, I promise you guys, I will not watch any more Niner games from Puerto Rico.
Well, then I'm watching it here. I'm watching it at home. I'm going to be here cheering the team on by myself. What about you guys?
Yeah,
I watch football from home mostly.
Yeah, sounds like Bobby's going to be home too. So I'll be the only one out at a bar watching it. But I will tell you this. I brought 2 jerseys and a Niners sweatshirt so that if the Niners win on Saturday night, then all day Sunday while I'm watching the games, I'm wearing another Niners jersey. And then all the next week, I'm wearing my sweatshirt. So I'm going to be representing if they win.
Nice.
The entire
Very
time
nice.
here in Puerto Rico.
Very nice. I like that.
Come prepared.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, since you're our guest, you got anything else you want to leave us with, man? You got anything to talk about? Anything else you want to bring up you got like 3 minutes.
I think the only thing that I was just thinking about is if the Niners go to the Super Bowl, would I be wearing my black Niners Rice jersey that I have stuffed away in the closet? And I just looked up and realized the only team that I wouldn't is if they play the Texans. I will be rooting against the Texans, and I do have my old Arian Foster jersey that I'd be busting out against the Niners if that.
Wow, Arian Foster jersey. I haven't heard that name in wow.
Yeah, what Antonio Brown is to Adam's success in this league, Arian Foster is to Bobby's success in this
league. Exactly.
Difference is I win the title in any of those. I won a bunch of division titles. I didn't win the big title.
He's not a closer.
Hey, Bobby, when are we going to get the final recording of We Don't Talk Collusion?
Oh, man. That thing is, that one's taken me for a spin. You know, the other song that was 1 minute long was one thing, and this is a full song. It's 4.5 minutes. It has definitely thrown me for a loop.
No rush.
Yeah,
we'll play it here on this podcast, but like end of summer, are we talking about by next football season?
I'm constantly working on it. We play it all the time now. I played on guitar, played on piano. Alana's, chasing me around singing it all the time.
Yeah, she did better than you.
We're having fun. I'm trying to get her to be the one to sing those parts. It was going to be Megan, and I still hope that she'll sing that first part. But I keep having to re-record all these instruments to get them lined up. I'm struggling, but I also don't want to send it out not done right. So the other day was just for fun. It was so cute hearing her voice, and I wanted to send it out, but this one's fun. I am excited about the idea of doing it for something where other people will understand it. doing We Don't Talk About Pluto. Why Pluto is not a planet. All our lives growing up.
I'm seeing a preview of the comedy set up tonight. Boom! Is that one of the jokes?
Nope.
We don't talk about
Okay,
Pluto.
Yeah. I'm actually on.
All right.
I'm leaving after this, and I'm on my way to write my name on a piece of paper and do a little comedy. So, yeah, it's gonna be
Nice, Bob. All right. Well, hey, thanks for being here. This is fun. We'll be back next week. Talk about more playoffs and championship weekend and all that good stuff. So
Thank you guys.
see you next time. Thanks, Bobby, for being here.
Bob, thanks for using any of your material on the podcast and saving it for tonight.
There you go. There you go. He's testing it on us.
See, that's a joke.
That's a wrap on the Ordinaree Pod. See you next week, guys.